Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm an airline pilot, and welcome back to the Boeing 787. A lot of you have recently asked me if we could fly some Virgin Atlantic routes, and we absolutely can. And just fittingly, we do have an update for Inibill's London Heathrow scenery as well, which we are using today. So latest Heathrow update 1.0.4 and the Horizon Sim Boeing 787 in all its glory. What else could you need in order to have a fantastic flight? Well, I would know about one thing, and that's a very good air traffic control add-on. So if you're looking for one, then have a look at today's sponsor, Sane Tensions AI. We are going to use them throughout the flight, not only for standard things such as your A to B, IFR, air traffic control, but they also do things like data link. They even offer VFR capabilities and a cabin crew, all of which we are going to see in action today. So if you do like what you're seeing, then check them out using the link in the video description below. And with that out of the way, let's get straight into our 787 and start to set up for today's flight. As always, a good flight starts with a good briefing, so let's have a look into our flight plan. And this is our route of the day. Departing London Heathrow, then we've got one EDOPS entry area over here from Keflavik. We are just about scratching the area around Goose Bay. Iqaluit unfortunately is below the minima today, so we are flying this completely ETOPS all the way until Winnipeg, and from there we proceed across the states directly to Las Vegas. If we look into the significant weather chart, we can see it's pretty good for the first third of the flight. It's pretty good for the second third of the flight. And last but not least, there is maybe a small area of moderate turbulence that we are crossing over here about an hour before arriving in Las Vegas. So overall, very good weather conditions. In terms of our airport weather, Heathrow is pretty good as well, and then Las Vegas is just about perfect. Temperature around 26 degrees already, still going up throughout the day. However, from 2000 onwards, there is some chance for thunderstorms in the vicinity, and then from 0100 onwards, the weather is going to be good again. Now, our alternate Ontario has very good weather conditions throughout the entire day. Now remember, the good weather is going to be there from 0100 onwards, and we're arriving at 0145. That means there is a little bit of a chance of a thunderstorm left, which we are going to deal with on today's flight. Apart from that, departing on time means arriving, well, almost 45 minutes ahead of schedule. Knowing my luck, it's going to be 45, because we are going to be faster than this. Well, and apart from that, we just have no limits for the takeoff or the landing weights, and then going down into our fuel section, we can see that we are planned to arrive with about an hour and 20 in the tanks. Now, due to the slight possibility of some thunderstorms still being there, I do want to take a little bit extra here. So let's take like 15 minutes on top, which is going to be about 1,000 kilos. Plus 200 to transport these, so like 1,200 kilos extra fuel. And if we do round that up, then we end up at, well, 57.5, 57.9. Well, if we round that up to 59 tons, then we should be absolutely good to go. And I think that's the all clear signal to get started. So 59 tons of fuel it is. So let's take a seat on the captain's seat of our 787, and we are going to start powering the aircraft up. Battery on, external power on. Not sure why the APU selector is in the on position. Definitely going to turn that one back off. Well, so IRSs
runway
are coming
awareness
on.
okay. Meters.
That's good. So the oil quantity is looking good. The hydraulic quantity is looking good. APU oil is okay. Oxygen pressure is okay. And the oxygen test is unfortunately not simulated. That's fine. Then we can initialize our flight down here. And with all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and cross-check our ICAS. So recall everything and just making sure that there is nothing on there that's not supposed to be there. And this is looking okay. All right, wonderful. So with that out of the way, we can get started. So I do want that APU running today. We are also going to turn on the packs already, which are AC powered, and that actually means we don't need the APU at all. Well, 787 is a little different from my beloved 777. So that's looking good for the time being. Then let's head right down into the FMS. And down here we will get our SimBrief dispatch as well. And then we have a 7879 with the Trent 1000 engine. Nav database is up to date. Then we can quickly run into the settings and go for the fuel, or rather the weight imbalance, set that from the OFP. And you will notice that we don't actually have too many passengers on board. It's just 253, which however is almost maximum for the Virgin 787. They really don't have many seats. So fuel 59 tons, and that's it. Very good. And I tell you what, just to make it a little bit more interesting, let's turn that up to a cargo of 10,236, just to increase the weight a little bit, makes it more fun. Alright, and then back on to the flight plan initialization. GPS position is imported, then we can do the route request from SimBrief, open the plan down here on our EFB, and while we're working on that, let's go ahead and... Okay, flight plan is ready. Click load. So while we're working on all of that, let's go ahead and prepare our charts real quick. So Heathrow, charts, airport, and then we do need the aerodrome ground chart. And I think it's the parking chart 1, 2, 3, but let's go ahead and have a look. Yep, that's it. Alright, and that one's pinned as well. Now for our departures, it's going to be umlaut, so let's pin those. Okay, so we are going to be the Virgin 155 Mike. Importing that, execute. Then let's cross-check our route. So we're going from Heathrow to Las Vegas, the Virgin 155 Mike, which is confirmed. Now, for our departure, we've got 27 left, and we're departing by the Umlaut 1 Golf departure. Here we go, execute, and the arrival is going to be into Las Vegas. They've planned 26 left, which is most likely. So ILS Zulu 26 left, Chow 3, and we're coming in from Stew. Alright, and we can execute that. So now let's cross-check our routing. We're departing the Umlaut, then Tango 418 Welland, Tango 420 Trent, Upper November 57 Pole Hill, Upper November 601 Chala, direct Glasgow, direct Balix, direct 61, well, via Nut Alpha towards Maxar, which is down here, then direct to Midno, direct Rodbo, direct Mepney, 57 north, 80 degrees west, Yankee Papa Oscar, Macville, Fanup, Recap, Charlie Zulu India, Oscar Charlie Sierra, KU 63 Quebec, MILF, and Stew. Alright, so that's looking good so far. 4,621 miles versus 4,615. Looking excellent. Then let's cross-check our waypoints and restrictions. So departing via Umlaut, we continue on the runway track, and then it's a right-hand turn 297 inbound to Burnham until 70 me outbound from London, and that's pretty much what this looks like. Right, then a right-hand turn until 80 me London above 3000, and then right on the 356 track to 10 me London above 4000, and then same track to Umlaut at 6000, and that's exactly what we have. Wonderful. Then we can do the wind data request and load, and then FMCCom descent forecast load, and same thing for the climb forecast load. Beautiful. So for the fixed info page, Heathrow and a 25-mile ring for the MSA. We don't need anything on the NAVRADs. Then transition altitude should be 6,000 in the UK, and indeed that's what the chart says as well. So let's insert that over here, and then we can continue to our performance initialization. So back to the flight plan, and in here we have a zero fuel weight of 159.7. And we're actually not supposed to enter that just yet. You can see how different it is when you're so used to the 777, and all of a sudden you're working from a totally different aircraft. So 5.1 tons of reserve. Then our initial cruising level 360. Cost index 30. Cruise CG also 30. And step size can remain on 8KO, that's fine with me. Alright, so position page, takeoff reference page 2, acceleration in 1000 feet, and that's our initial flight plan entry complete. One thing that's unfortunately not simulated is the checking of the North Atlantic waypoints, which we'd normally have to do, but as you can see, that is not completely implemented. It's a pity, but well, I've seen worse things in flight simulation. Oh, little lagging over here. So overhead panel is all set over here. Set over here, passenger signs coming on. Up here everything is set. Anti-ice selector should be on auto. And over here everything's set. Now let's go down to the main page. We'll need hectopascals and the traffic. Apart from that, we also want airports. Like this. Flight director, auto throttle switches. You also get the traffic and the airports. Okay, auto brake in RTO. Then let's have a look at the comm setup. So, AGC. So, down here it is. Heathrow delivery 121980. And that's going active, and Heathrow ground 121705. Alright, so for COM2, we'll go with 121.5. And then ATIS on 12808. And that's it. Very good, so transponder Squawk 2000 for the time being. You can also have the VHF radio, transponder itself goes off, never should have been on, and that's it. Wonderful, so that's the setup completed. Now, before we go ahead and do anything else, let's go ahead and request our departure ATIS. So, Echo Golf Lima Lima. Sent. And here it is. So that's London Heathrow Airport information Bravo at 1650. 270 at 14, visibility 6, sky conditions no cloud detected. QNH 1008. Here we go. Okay, so arriving 27 right, departing 27 left, caution bird activity, and the rest is VFR stuff only. Thank you. So, departure clearance request, Virgin 155 Mike, ATC facility is gonna be Heathrow. Now that's interesting. Probably couldn't handle the fact I copied this. So, we're departing from Heathrow. Destination is Las Vegas. Our gate is 320. ATIS Bravo. And good afternoon. Alright, and that's looking good. So let's send that clearance request. And while we're waiting for the clearance to come back, we can start with the departure briefing, please. So, here we go. We're departing Heathrow, runway 27 left, and we're following the Umlaut 1 Golf departure, initial to 6000. The MSA on this one is going to be in the region of 3000, actually a little bit lower, but 3000 will keep us safe. 2200 is the actual MSA. Now, let's see. Extra fuel and time, we have about 10 minutes, which equals, well, 15 minutes in the form of 1,200 kilograms. And that's it.
Emmanuel, boarding has started and the first passengers are aboard the plane.
Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Virgin Atlantic Flight 155.
Okay, so, clearance has just arrived, but let's just finish our briefing first. So we are departing 27 left. There are no hotspots for our taxi routing, and the SID takes us straight out to 25 miles. Pick up the holding over there and climbing 3000. If we need to come back, 27 right is active, so we can just set that up at all times, and there is nothing special, nothing non-standard here. Should be a very easy one. So if you don't have any questions, then we can go ahead and check the ADA, or check the departure clearance. So clear to Las Vegas, umlaut 1 Golf departure. That's Las Vegas with the umlaut 1 Golf. Maintain 6000. Set and departure on 125625. Which I'm going to pre-select over here. We're just going to do it that way, 125625. Alright, squawk 6125. Okay, expect runway 27 left, that is accepted. Thank you. So we can clear this. And clearance processed, yeah, we had that one. Great. Okay, cool. In that case, cockpit preparation checklist, please. Or pre-flight checklist as they want it in the Boeing. Fine with me, and that's the pre-flight checklist complete. Alright, so this is looking pretty good. Then let's start the APU, this time for real. And then we should have our final figures by now. So let's do the performance. So fuel weight is 160.7, a little bit heavier than planned, 219.7, and since we are a little bit heavier, we are going to burn a bit more fuel. This is standard stuff that you are checking on long-haul flights, really. So we're about, yeah, less than 1,000 heavier, so 200 kilos of extra fuel, perfectly fine with me. We'll still have plenty by the time we get there. Okay, so then let's go for the performance. Why can I not initialize this? Well, I don't care. Heathrow 27 left. It's a dry runway. So, wind is 270 at 14. Why is it removing my slash? That's interesting. Here we go, that's better. Okay, temperature 19. So, thrust rating optimum, flaps config optimum, air conditioning, sorry, anti-ice off, improved climb none. Takeoff weight is looking good, CG, let's see, 22. Alright, calculate. Here we go, DTO2, flaps 5, 43 degrees, send output. And accept. 22 in here, 6.75. Interesting, we don't have the trim over here, but that's fine. Alright. Thrust limit, you're gonna go to climb 2. The rest is looking good, perfect. Okay, wonderful. That is all that we need down here. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and call for our clearance. Or actually, might just say hello to our passengers first. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon from the flight deck. This is your captain speaking. My name is Emmanuel in the name of Virgin Atlantic. Welcome aboard flight 155 to Las Vegas on this beautiful Boeing 787. Today's flight time will be just shy of 10 hours. We expect a mostly smooth flight. For the time being, sit back, relax and enjoy the flight with us, and if there is anything we can do for you to make it more comfortable, please do not hesitate to ask any of our charming cabin crew. Once again, thank you very much for being on board. Sit back, relax and enjoy the flight with us. Okay, now let's call for clearance. Heathrow delivery, Virgin 155 Mike Heavy, request startup.
Virgin 155 Mike. Unable to assist with startup request on clearance frequency. Contact ground for startup clearance.
That's, as always, BS. Of course they do startups on the clearance frequency in the real world. But okay. He said contact ground, so that's what we'll do. Okay, so ground from flight deck. Go ahead. Please confirm all doors and hatches are closed, ground equipment is removed and the bypass pin is installed. All confirmed. Okay, thanks. So then, can we pressurize the hydraulics? Yes, you can pressurize. Thank you. So, 169, LNAV, VNAV, runway heading 269. If I need to guess, fuel in center is showing. Okay. So, 6.75 units of trim. Like this. Transponder is on. Before start checklist, please. So, passenger signs are on. MCP, V2 169, heading 269, altitude 6000. Takeoff speeds, V1 158, VR 163, V2 169. CDU pre-flight, complete. Taxi and takeoff briefing, complete. Before start checklist, complete down to beacon. Heathrow ground, Virgin 155, Mike Heavy, request pushback and startup.
Virgin 155, Mike, pushback approved, face northwest.
Pushback approved, face northwest, Virgin 155, Mike. Okay, before start checklist complete, ground from flight deck. So clear to push, facing northeast, and the parking brake is now released. Roger, start and push, and stand by for engines. Well, my friends, and here we go. Let's see how lucky we're getting this time.
The cabin is ready for departure, Emmanuel.
Roger, thanks.
Welcome aboard Virgin Atlantic Flight 155, departing from London and heading to Las Vegas. We are delighted to have you with us today. My name is Caroline, and on behalf of the entire crew, I'd like to introduce our captain, Emmanuel, and our first officer. Joining me in the cabin are my wonderful colleagues, James, Sarah, Emily, and Tom. Before we take off, I'd like to go over some important safety information. First,
So, since we can start both engines at the same time, I'm in no rush at all.
Insert the metal tip into the buckle until you hear a click. To release it, simply lift the buckle. In the unlikely event of a loss of cabin pressure, oxygen masks will drop down from the panel above you. Pull the mask towards you to start the flow of oxygen.
Okay, ground flight deck, we are starting the engines.
Securing it with the elastic band.
Left and
Remember
right.
to secure your own mask before assisting others. For those of you seated near the exits, please take note of the emergency exits located at the front, middle, and rear of the aircraft. There are a total of 8 emergency exits on this Boeing 7879. In case of an evacuation, please leave your luggage behind and proceed to the nearest exit. Additionally, life vests are located under your seat. In the event of an emergency landing on water, pull the vest out, place it over your head, and pull the
So, that's enough of a push. We'll need to taxi forward anyway.
The red tabs or by blowing into the tubes. As we prepare for takeoff, please ensure your seat backs and tray tables are in their upright positions, and all personal items are stowed away. Thank you for your attention, and we wish you a pleasant flight. After our meal service, we will be coming
Alright,
around
pushback
with
completed,
items
set
from the
brakes.
Virgin Atlantic shop, so do
Brake
keep an
set.
eye out for that.
Alright, so they're disconnecting down there. We have 2 good starts up here. Clear to disconnect. Show me the pin on the left, please. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye. So, let's do the flight controls except the rudder already. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right, neutral, standing by for the rudder. Okay, only the TCAS in here, that's very good. And they still seem to be working down here. Okay, tuck, tow bar. Now all we need is the ramp agent. And she's better gonna hold a pin. So, where are you? There she is. Ramp agent with a pin. Wonderful. So, rudder. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Okay, and there she is. Pin in the hand. Beautiful. So, before taxi checklist. Anti-ice. Auto. Recall. Checked. Flight controls. Checked. Ground equipment. Clear. APU. Off. Before taxi checklist complete. Virgin 155 Mike Heavy, request taxi.
Virgin 155 Mike, taxi to runway 27 left via Golf. Foxtrot, Bravo. Link 28. November 1.
Taxi to holding point runway 27 left via Golf, Foxtrot, Bravo, link 28, November 1, Virgin 155 Mike. So, Golf, Foxtrot, Bravo, link 28, November 1. Alright, easy going. Clear right side, clear left side. Brake released. Let's go. So straight ahead, left, left. Heathrow itself is a rather large airport, so this is going to take a little while over here. So why don't we forward this a little bit? Alright, so huge airport. Now the cabin is ready by now, so let's go for the weather on this side and weather on your side as well. And then reviewing the takeoff briefing. Well, taxi link 28 and then to the right at the very end. So to review the takeoff briefing, it's a left seat takeoff, flaps 5, noise abatement procedure number 2, speeds 158, 163, 169, and this sits straight ahead, right turn out. Engine out sits straight ahead to 30 DME. Apart from that, nothing special, nothing non-standard. Any questions? No? Beautiful. So, before takeoff checklist complete. So, November 1, right over here, next to Concorde.
Virgin 155 Mike. Contact tower. On 124.48, so long.
124.48, Virgin 155 Mike, solo. Heathrow Tower, Virgin 155 Mike Heavy, ready for departure.
Virgin 155 Mike. You are on ground frequency. Contact tower. On
Whoopsie.
124.48 for departure clearance.
124.48, Virgin 155 Mike. Heathrow Tower, Virgin 155 Mike Heavy, ready for departure.
Virgin 155 Mike, Heathrow Tower, runway 27 left, winds 270 at 14, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 27 left, cleared for takeoff, Virgin 155 Mike. Cabin crew, prepare for departure. Okay, clear on the right side, clear on the left side, and then I'm ready to go when you are.
Approaching 27 left.
Intentionally. So you can have the HUD if you want to. Nah, I'm just not a fan of those heads-up displays. Okay, ready? Takeoff.
On runway 27 left.
Checked. Set takeoff thrust. Thrust set. 90 knots. Rotate. Positive climb. Gear up. So, LNAV, VNAV. Autopilot. See, that's how lazy I'm getting. Man, beautiful scenery out there. Flaps 1. Speed
Virgin
check.
155 Mike, contact departure on 125.625.
125.625, Virgin 155 Mike. Flaps up. Speed checked, flaps up. Heathrow departure, Virgin 155 Mike Heavy, passing 1,800, climbing 6,000.
Virgin 155 Mike, Heathrow radar, identified, climb flight level 060, direct D280 Golf.
Climb flight level 060, direct 90 and E. Virgin 155 Mike. Well... we'll follow the set. I have no idea which waypoint they mean. Golf is probably the 8th letter of the alphabet, so probably London 8. I don't care. Not a realistic clearance. Might have sent us to somewhere like Umlaut or so, but why would he send us to a 10 DNE point? Not much reason there. Okay, 1000 to go. Vertical speed. So, after takeoff checklist complete. So, last glimpses of Heathrow over there. The next airport we're gonna see is going to be a little bit hotter and a little bit higher. And with a bit of luck, even the one we're looking for. Halt. So ATC said climb flight level 060. That doesn't make much sense because 6000 is the transition altitude, so it should be altitude, not flight level. Virgin 155 Mike, request further climb.
Virgin 155, Mike, climb flight level 360.
Climb flight level 360, Virgin 155 Mike. Now, not what I expected, but I ain't gonna say no to this. So, flight level 360 checked, VNAV, set standard. Standard cross-check, passing flight level 65. Now, checked. So, automatic anti-icing is doing its thing. Virgin 155 Mike, request to proceed direct Tango, November Tango. Let's see if he can do that for us.
Virgin 155, Mike, proceed direct to Toncontin, Tegus Seagull, heading 335.
No. Virgin 155 Mike, negative, request to proceed direct Trent VOR.
Virgin 155 Mike, unable to proceed, direct to Toncontin, Tegus Seagull at this time, maintain current flight plan.
So, what does it want us to do now? Proceed direct Toncontin, which is somewhere in Middle America, or maintain current flight plan? I think I'll go for the second option. Passing 10,000. Okay, so we can release our passengers.
Dear guests, we are now at a safe altitude and you are welcome to use your electronic devices. Please ensure they are set to flight mode. Also, I'm pleased to inform you that our onboard Wi-Fi service is now available.
Well,
Enjoy your flight.
and that's pretty much everything we could do down here, so...
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now reached cruising altitude and I hope you're all
Well,
feeling
not quite yet.
My lovely colleagues and I will be starting our snack and drink service shortly. We have some delightful options for you, including our famous chicken tikka wraps and a scrumptious selection of pastries. After our service, we'll also be offering items from the Virgin Atlantic shop, so keep an eye out for that. Please sit back, relax and enjoy the flight as we make our way to Las Vegas.
So, let's get some weather over here for the EDOPS portion of our flight. Well, and until that arrives... Oh, here it comes. That was quick. So, let's have a look. Shannon is good. Keflavik is good, stays good. Goose Bay is good. And stays good. Now, how can we open page 2 of this? I guess we can, so... Let's go for EGPF and Charlie Yankee Whiskey Golf. And send that as well. That's what I call timing. Here we are, so Glasgow is good, stays good, and Winnipeg is good and stays good as well. Beautiful. So then, ATC, lock on to Echo Golf Tango Tango. Virgin 15 Mike, Heathrow to Las Vegas, that looks good, and send. So then, let's go ahead and prepare our FMS for the crossing. So Glasgow 410, Keflavik, and 410. Now what was this? ATC com established. Lovely. And let's try one more time if you can get it direct. Let's request Pole Hill. So ATC route request direct to Papa Oscar Lima. Alright, and sent.
Virgin 155 Mike, contact London Control on 130.925.
130.925, Virgin 155 Mike, see ya. London Control, Virgin 155 Mike Heavy, level 170, climbing 360. So, clear direct Papa Oscar Lima.
155 Mike, London Control, identified. Good evening.
So, accepting this and accept it. Papa Oscar Lima, here it is. LNAV available and LNAV. Okay. Beautiful. So then, let's just about finish up our ETOP segment here. So we have Keflavik, then we can also program Charlie Yankee Fox Bravo, because we are going almost right over Frozen Bay. However, it's officially not part of our flight plan, because the weather just isn't up to it right now. Let's actually go ahead and check what the weather is over there. So, Frozen Bay, actual and forecast. And sent. In the meantime, we can go back into our flight plan here. So, Keflavik, 731 miles. And then, let's see, Charlie Yankee Romeo is next. Okay. Alright, that's gotta do then. So let's see, optimum 356, so 360 is a pretty good level for us, maximum 385. Looking good, arriving at 0152, and the schedule is 0220. Wonderful, so we'll be 20 minutes early. That's how I like it. Well, my friends, and with all of that out of the way, I tend to say, sit back, relax, enjoy the flight with us. And we'll get back to you when anything interesting happens. Alright everyone, we are descending via the Channel 3 arrival for an ILS approach, runway 1 left over at Las Vegas. Let's go ahead and have a look into the latest data, just request the latest ATIS at this point in time as well, in order to get you guys onto the latest standards. So Las Vegas, en route and send, should be here quickly. I can see we burnt a little bit more fuel than expected, we're at 4.2 right now. The minimum for a 30-minute final reserve is 2,000 kilos, so we still have an hour of fuel on board our aircraft.
Alright, clear direct mantle.
Virgin 155, clear direct mantle. Okay, that's gonna be Vandal. Over here. Alright, execute.
Virgin 155, correct.
Alright, good. So with that, we are now already on our way in. So after Vandal, we are to expect radar vectors, which is fine with me. Our vertical profile is looking quite okay, but I tell you what, let's go ahead and help this a little bit. Let's go to level change here. We're descending via the arrival, so let's have a look into the chart real quick to see what level we can descend to now. So Vandal is at 9,000, so that's what we're going to go down to. Okay, set. 9,000 checked. So what's LNAV doing? Fly to Vandal, please, will you? No? Oh, lovely. So, Vandal. Yep, that one at the top there. And thereafter we can put Crudy or so. Right, that should give us a better guidance. This is looking much better, isn't it? So, let's quickly talk about the arrival itself. At least provided that for some reason it is sequencing that waypoint. I have no idea why it's doing that. In that case, let's use heading. Okay, so to summarize, the weather is pretty good. So sky conditions fluid 11,000, temperature 32, altimeter 2992. We are on 2977 at the moment, so we'll have to change that for the approach itself. So quick check, after Vandal we're going to proceed on a heading of 001. So we are prepared to do that, provided that ATC doesn't give us any further instructions. Now, the approach is an ILS approach. Minimums at 2,460 and the
Virgin
go round.
155, proceed direct cogno. Descend and maintain 6300. Altimeter 29.88 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 1 left approach.
Virgin 155 Mike, proceed direct cogno and cleared ILS to correction 01 right approach.
Captain, cabin is ready.
Thanks. So for some reason it looks like my LNAV mode is
Ladies and gentlemen,
broken,
as we
because it
begin
just
our
removed
final
cogno
approach
as
to Las
well.
Vegas, I kindly ask you to turn off your electronic devices and stow them away.
Let's try that
right
one
at
more
the gate.
time.
Please ensure your tray tables are put
Cogno.
away. Your seats are in their
LNAV.
upright position and your seat belts are fastened.
Look at that, it
Our
immediately
Virgin Atlantic
sequences
staff
it.
on the ground will provide you with information
Okay,
regarding
in that
your
case,
domestic flights.
we're just gonna
Thank
use
you for your cooperation.
heading mode for that. Alright, so we will clear to descend to 6,300. Like this. And we are cleared for the approach, so just gotta wait until we actually receive something, and that's it then. For some reason it looks like our entire VNAV is rather screwed here, but I'm not gonna touch it. Had some experience with a 787 crashing a desktop when I did, so the only thing that I will do is to enter the ILS manually here. So that's 110.1/014. Here we go. Now we just gotta see if we're gonna receive something. Technically speaking, we should. 1101 is correct. Okay, well, we'll just leave it at that. So, recall is checked, then let's do the descent checklist. Recall checked, auto brakes 3, landing data, 030, 141, minimum spiral, 2460 set left and set right. Approach briefing completed, descent checklist complete. And approach checklist, altimeters. Virgin 155 Mike, confirm QNH. So there's our runway.
Altimeter setting.
Virgin 155, Gene, altimeter 29.88.
Altimeter 2988, Virgin 155 Mike. Okay, that's looking
Virgin
better.
155, contact Las Vegas Tower on 118.75.
118.75, Virgin 155 Mike. Okay, so approach checklist, altimeters, QNH 2988. Approach checklist completed. Alright, we're approaching the center line. I'm going to change this over to track hold, and we can start slowing down, please. Alright, and we are more or less on a good profile, so automatics off, flight directors off, flaps 1, Las Vegas Tower, Virgin 155 Mike, heavy, visual approach 01 left. Okay, flaps 5.
Virgin 155, Las Vegas Tower, wind 065 at 4, runway 1 left, cleared to land.
1 left, clear to land, Virgin 155 Mike. Okay, gear down, and flaps 10. So let's pull some speed brakes here to help it. It's really a pity, after 10 hours flight time the ILS just doesn't show up. Okay, flaps 20. Yeah, I know the speed brakes are extended. On purpose, my friend. Okay, flaps 30. So, speed brake going back in. And armed. So, we are slowly getting back into the puppy. And here we are, nicely on profile. Landing checklist. Landing checklist complete. Checklist complete. Checked. Just gotta love it, huh?
Approaching 01 left.
Checked. This just looks so cool. Okay, back to flying now. Continue. Speed brake up. Thruster is normal. knots.
1,200 meters remaining.
Alright, and we'll take the next exit to the right hand
Virgin 155,
side.
welcome to Las Vegas. Contact ground on
900
121.1.
remaining.
1 to 1.1, Virgin 155 Mike.
Six 600 remaining.
Las Vegas ground, Virgin 155 Mike. Request taxi to Terminal 3. So we're vacating up here via Mike.
We have just landed safely.
Virgin 155, taxi to D43 via Mike, Echo 1, cross runway 19er left, then Delta 1, Delta, Golf, Charlie, Charlie 5. Good day.
Where on earth is Echo 1? Oh, over there. Okay. Virgin 155 Mike, request to cross runway 1 right in Mike.
Captain, cabin is ready. Ladies and gentlemen, as we begin our final approach into Las Vegas,
Virgin 155, cross runway 19er right via Mike approved.
Cross 19 left via Mike approved. Virgin 155 Mike.
Upright position, and your seatbelts are fastened.
Yeah, he said 19 right. I don't care. We know what they mean, right?
Approaching 19 left.
Checked. Okay, so for the rest of it, we are going to continue via Golf Charlie Charlie 5. So Golf Charlie and Charlie 5 is down here. So, most important thing first, as always, let's get that aircraft clear of that runway. And now that we're clear, we can start the after landing procedures. So that goes off. Train goes off, auto brake is already off. And spoilers up, flaps going up, and the transponder into alt off. Perfect. And that's our after landing procedures complete. Alright, so let's find our parking chart. So, Echo 3 is the one we're looking for. So, that's Golf on the left over here. Okay, TCAS off is checked. Then we're gonna turn onto Charlie. That'll be the first of the 2 taxiways, so that one over here. In the meantime, let's find our gate in GSX. So, Terminal 3, Concourse Echo, Gate 3. No follow me needed. Okay, we're approaching Charlie, clear right side and clear left side. Now, something that I really appreciate on the Boeing 787 compared to the 737 MAX is that it retains the call sign. The MAX, as soon as the FMC resets after landing, deletes the call sign. That's just so annoying. The entire flight, you look there to see your call sign, and then all of a sudden you need it when you call ground. You look there and it's empty. And at least for me personally, that just completely empties my brain. I can't remember that call sign. Very happy I don't fly the MAX anymore. But looks like they actually found a better solution for that on the 787, which is funny, seeing that the 87 is somewhat the older aircraft of the two. Okay, so Charlie 5 is going to be the second on the left-hand side. I wonder if we're actually allowed to enter there. In the real world, when we come here with the A330, they always send us via spot 2, because that one over here is too tight. But I suppose we will find out in a few moments. Because I just can't be bothered, and I'll take exactly the spot 2 that we always get in the real world. Let's see if ATC is actually going to complain or not. So, what do we have here? That's Charlie 3, and that one leads in a spot 2. So, next to the left. And our gate is just over there. Something you might notice is that I'm using quite a lot of thrust to move the aircraft here in Vegas. That's because, well, it's 32 degrees outside and the airport is just located at such a high elevation. And for this reason you just need a little bit more thrust, and I just don't want to risk actually stopping the aircraft unintentionally. So anything below 40% is okay, even though, as you've seen in Heathrow, something below 30 is a little bit better for the plane, but on a high elevation like this one, I just can't be bothered. Now look at this. Okay, so slightly left, and that's going to be our gate. So start APU and lights off. Okay, the docking system is on. Echo 3 is confirmed. B789 is on the guidance system. And stop. Brake set. APU running and shutdown. Cabin crew, all doors in park. Alright. So, both engines shut down, and shutdown checklist please. Park and brake, set. Shutdown checklist complete. Well, my friends, and that's what I can offer you today. I do hope you liked this one. Be sure to leave your feedback in the comments underneath the video. As always, I do really appreciate the feedback. Without your feedback, I couldn't run this channel the way I can, knowing exactly what you guys do want to see. For the time being though, thank you very much for watching. I do hope you all enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments below. If you liked our ATC, be sure to check out Say Intentions AI using the link in the video description below. And in the meantime, thank you very much for watching. As always, like, comment and subscribe, and if you really love what I'm doing on this channel, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me Coffee link in the video description below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm looking forward to see you all again on the next one.